What are you doing?
Preparing the expedition north.
The Starks and Targaryens have united against us, and you want to fight alongside them. Are you a traitor or an idiot?
You pledged our forces to fight our common
I'll
enemy.
say whatever I need to say to ensure the survival of our house. You expect me to trust the man who murdered our father? You expect me to command our troops to fight beside foreign scum? To fight for the Dragon Queen?
Yes.
You saw it with your own eyes. You saw a dead man trying to kill us.
And I saw it burn. If dragons can't stop them, if Dothraki and Unsullied and Northmen can't stop them, how will our armies make a
Wildfire?
difference?
This isn't about noble houses. This is about the living and the dead.
And I intend to stay amongst the living.
How much wildfire do
The
you have
Stark
left?
boy and his new queen defend the north. Let the monsters kill each other. And while they battle in the north, we take back the lands that belong to us.
And then what?
And then we rule.
If the dead win, they march south and kill us all. If the living win, and we've betrayed them, they march south and kill us all. We can't beat them. We can't beat their dragons.
How many dragons did you see at the pit?
2.
What happened to the third?
For all we know, it's guarding her fleet.
Highgarden brought us the most powerful army in Essos. The Golden Company. 20,000 men, horses, elephants, I believe.
The Golden Company is not here. They're in Essos.
Do you really think Euron Greyjoy turned tail and sailed back to the Iron Islands? He's sailing with his fleet to Essos. He's going to ferry the Golden Company back here to help us win the war for Westeros.
You plotted with Euron Greyjoy without telling me the command of your armies.
And you conspired with Tyrion.
I pledged to ride north. I intend to honor that pledge.
And that would be treason.
Treason.
Disobeying your queen's command, fighting with her enemies, what would you call it? I told you no one walks away from me.
Are you going to order him to kill me? I'm the only one you have left. Our children are gone. Our father is gone. It's just me and you now.
There's one more yet to come.
Give the order then. I don't believe you.
No way! That's damn near Shakespearean, Cersei. You've sent everyone away. Jaime, you have honor. Winter in the south? Oh boy. Wow.
Samwell Tarly.
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
I remember everything.
Heh.
What happened to you beyond the wall?
I became the Three-Eyed Raven.
Oh. I don't know what that means.
I can see things that happened in the past. I can see things happening now. Why did you come to Winterfell?
John's the one to lead the fight against the dead. I know he is, but he can't do it alone. So I've come here to help him.
He needs to know the truth.
The truth about what?
About himself. No one knows. No one but me. Jon isn't really my father's son. He's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and my aunt Lyanna Stark.
I told you.
He was born in a tower in Dorne. His last name isn't really Snow. It's Sand.
He's not.
Dornish bastards are named Sand.
At the Citadel, I transcribed a High Septon's diary. He annulled Rhaegar's marriage to Alia. He wed Rhaegar and Lyanna in a secret ceremony.
Are you certain?
It's what the High Septon wrote in his private diary. I don't know why he'd lie.
Father, Smith, warrior.
Look at this.
Mother, maiden, crone, stranger. I am hers, and she is mine. From this day until the end of my days.
Rhaegar Targaryen
Robert's rebellion was built on a lie.
and Lyanna.
Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her. He loved her. And she loved him.
So Dany's his aunt?
And Jon's real name,
His name is Aegon Targaryen.
Wow.
he's never been a bastard. He's the heir to the Iron Throne.
Wow. More so than Danny. Wow.
We need to tell him.
Are you all right?
It's just strange. In his own horrible way, I believe he loved me.
You did the right thing.
You did it.
I'm just the executioner. You pass the sentence.
They're a good team.
You're the Lady of Winterfell.
Does that bother you?
I was never going to be as good a lady as you, so I had to be something else. I never could have survived what you survived.
You would have. You're the strongest person I know.
I believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. In winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another.
Father, when the snows fall and the white winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
I miss him.
Me too.
Eastwatch?
It's a long way down.
Yeah. Crows keep telling me I'll get used to it.
Shit. Oh boy. Zombie dragon. It's gonna end on zombie dragon. Holy God. Told you. It's gonna end on zombie dragon. Is the Night King riding on the back of it? Does he breathe cold? Maybe he breathes cold. Maybe not. Does a dragon ever run out of fire? Or is it a never-ending reservoir of fuel? Wow. Oh my God! That's one dragon. Oh, Danny, maybe you shouldn't impulsively have rode your dragon to take on the Night King, because you kind of turned it over to him. There you go. They have arrived south of the wall. The wall which no longer stands. Unbelievable. That is one dragon that brought a huge chunk of the wall down. Eastwatch is gone, And Night King has himself a zombie dragon, and it is very, very effective. Season 7 ends really strong, and I almost want to say that 7 was one of my favorites. I'll get to ranking the seasons in a second. Huge reveals in this one, boiling right down to, and again, I said this at the beginning of this season. You bring Dany to Westeros, and we can start seeing some scenes with amazing characters pairing up in different situations that was harder when they were all spread out and in different parts of the map. And so now we get a scene that's essentially the NBA All-Stars giving their take on Game of Thrones, which is everybody getting together in King's Landing. It's Jon Snow, it's Tyrion, it's Daenerys. They're meeting up with Jaime and Cersei. The Hound sees the Mountain, and it's everyone. It's everyone we've been shepherding along, and they're all getting together. And it's a give and take of political negotiations. Cersei says she'll join the war, the Great War, if Jon Snow agrees to bend the knee. Or to not fight against King's Landing. And he says, I'm sorry, I'm already committed to Dany. So Jon's pride, again, screws up a potential merger, to the point where even Dany was like, I kind of wish I appreciate your honesty and your loyalty to me, but we needed you to sort of shore that up. Tyrion gets an amazing scene with Cersei. Those two have been separated for a while. They're at odds. He learns about her pregnancy after they throw some jabs at each other. That's a conversation that was long overdue to happen. And then she commits. She understands, like, the demonstration of bringing the dead to King's Landing. She sees what's happening, but she's still, and we're on board, and Jaime was on board. Jaime's like, look, I'm ready to head north. But Olenna's words sort of ring out to me, where he says, like, she's going to be the death of you to Jaime. Like, you're so far gone, and you can't trust her, and she's essentially going to be the death of you, because she does say, like, I'm not going to commit to them. I'm going to let them fight their war in the north, and then we'll be ready to fight whoever stands afterwards. And she sets up a tease that seems fairly big, which is the Golden Company in Essos, which is a band of hired mercenaries, it seems. And it feels like they'll be a big part of season 8. She sent Euron Greyjoy. She had her ultimate plot was in place for Euron Greyjoy. So as much as I like to believe that season 8 is supposed to be everyone remaining against the Night King and his White Walkers, there's still that sliver of Cersei saying, I'm still playing the Game of Thrones, and I'm going to make sure, in a Tywin Lannister-esque move, I'm going to make sure that I have backup plans in place, and her backup plan currently sounds like it's going to be the Golden Company. Sansa and Arya have been plotting against Littlefinger this whole time, and all of Littlefinger's crimes end up at his doorstep. Long overdue. That scumbag. I mean, he's good at the game, but he was manipulating everyone, and it's true. Once Sansa started laying out all the different things that he did over the course of the show, they were all for him and against the Starks, or against anyone who stood in his way. And so he got a knife blade across the throat. And you know what? That should have happened 2 seasons ago. I hate that guy. He's the worst. I took a sidebar to a mission of Theon, who's going on a redemption mission to save Yara. And that, great, but that subplot seems to me just like too little too late. Like, there's too many other huge things going on right now, with the Night King finally showing up in the realm, and Jon trying to unite everybody to fight against him, and Cersei pitting against what she's going to do with her armies, that we need a Theon Greyjoy rescuing Yara scene. I mean, maybe it'll end up being significant once we get into 8, but I just don't see that if the Great War has begun and Cersei still has a pretty major plan in place, how Theon Greyjoy fits into that. But there we are. And Bran confirms the rumors about Jon. Jon's lineage makes him a Targaryen, tried and true, and actually gives him a leg up on Dany as an heir to the throne. And those two finally consummate. You knew that was coming. That tension was just thick. Thick! They were going to hit it, and they finally do. So incest! Incest is back, baby! Season 7! We end on some sweet, sweet incest between Ant and, because Rhaegar was Dany's brother, right? And so that would make his child, Jon, her nephew, if I'm reading that correctly. And I'm pretty sure that I am. All right. Favorite seasons. I'm going to tell you, 7 is up there. 6 is up there. And because 7's up there for me because of how much I really love the supernatural element. But if I'm gonna give season 4 the edge. I'm gonna go season 4 as my favorite of them, because it gave you the perfect balance and blend and mix of everything that Game of Thrones does really well, which is palace intrigue. You got Oberyn, terrific character, and his essential fight against the Mountain, which was a tremendous battle. You get Jaime and Brienne of Tarth and the oath that he passes to her. You get the good side of Jaime and the evil side of Jaime. You do get the Watchers on the Wall, which is a great battle between Mance's people, the Wildlings, trying to take over the Night Watch. And that is, for many, a very, very memorable episode. The one right before that, to me, is still one of the ones that I think is one of the best episodes of the season. I think Hardhome is always going to be one of it's going to be my favorite episode, although there have been a lot of challengers to it. But the episode in season 4, right before Watchers on the Wall, where Tyrion's on trial, because I love Dinklage and I love Tyrion, and I think that was terrific. And you got Tywin and Tyrion, and then Tyrion escapes and murders Tywin, and so season 4 is going to rank as my favorite. 5 then to me is the least of them. At least 1 had Ned. 2, I didn't even mind 2. I like the way the 2 sort of raced forward and set up the importance of a lot of major characters, and of course it has Blackwater in it. So 1, 2, and 3 I thought were, strong for their own bits. 4 was then so great that 5, trying to follow it up, it abandoned Arya with her training, and ultimately that has some payoff. But Dany was spinning her wheels over in the East, and it was very slow. It's a lot of setup for things that do get paid off in 6 and 7, and I understand why it's essential for the larger story in general, but that doesn't make it entertaining. 6 and 7 are right below 4. They were great. They were terrific, and I do appreciate the pace of 7, so I'm curious how 8's going to play out. Although it feels like we only have 2 main things to play out, which is the battle in the north, and then how Cersei's going to factor in the aftermath. So we'll see how they come. So I can't officially say that my watch is ended, but the binge is ended, and it will continue with Season 8. I cannot thank you guys enough for following along on this journey. It was so much fun. It was a struggle at times, and it was really rewarding all the way through. I wish, again, I said this before, I just wish I had a month. I wish we'd started a month earlier so I could really take the time to sort of process everything that was going on. Some people have commended me for the things that I've picked up. Other people have chastised me for beats and moments that I overlooked, either because of the different notes that I'm taking or because some things just went over my head as a first-time viewer. And I'm sure that if I do get a chance to go back and revisit a lot of those earlier episodes, and I go back and I watch the binge episodes from earlier seasons that we've done, because I want to see the comments that the editors are leaving behind, but also because I want to pick up some key moments. I went back and watched Bran's vision of Ned going into the tower to sort of get a better idea of who was in that and why. And but this has been an absolute blast. Be sure to go down, hit subscribe, keep following everything that we're doing here at CinemaBlend. I guarantee that once we finish Thrones, we're going to pick up at least 1 or 2 more shows that you guys might want to suggest that are worthy of a binge. Some people have said Walking Dead. Some people have said Deadwood. Those are 2 shows I never watched. So if you're interested in that, let us know in the comments down below if there's a show in particular that you want me to see. I've seen Breaking Bad all the way through. I'm keeping up with Better Call Saul, so that's not one I can do. But I do enjoy doing this, and hopefully you guys can follow me along on some other adventures. So I will see you back here on Monday when the reaction to the first episode of Season 8 begins. And until then, see you back here at CinemaBlend's YouTube page.